last summer or probably thereabouts, because we've had lots of talking on Pender Island about alternative energies, and Zora's brought lots of people over to talk about it, and it just didn't seem that we were getting beyond the talking stage. So I thought about it, and it looked like an interesting project to do maybe, and so I essentially just handpicked a few guys that I knew who might be interested in helping out on this, and so we had a meeting, and everybody was pretty gung-ho, and so we decided, we kind of went over the public buildings that we had on Pender Island, because the vision statement is that to cover all suitable public buildings on Pender Island with solar panels by the year 2020.
So we were investigating finding a great teacher to come teach us more about solar photovoltaics, and all of a sudden we heard about one of our sister islands, which is Gabriola Island, and they had started a nonprofit energy association called Gabe Energy, which is totally dedicated to supporting the development of more solar photovoltaic electricity use.
And our mission is to bring low-cost solar power to the residents of Gabriola and Pender and the Gulf Islands. So we've been up and running now about a year and a half, and we've got 10, 12 systems on the go right now, so we're starting to gain some ground, and it's feeling pretty good.
And so we talked about it, obviously there's other buildings that are suitable, but recycling seemed to be a good first choice. It's not too big a project. It's an easy building to work on. It's very public, so it can be a really good educational tool, because there's no closed-in walls. Everything will be visible even after the installation. So anybody who's interested in doing their own installation can come up here and look at it, see how the wiring is running, everything.
People weren't aware of why they would need 39 panels to start with. Many people use solar on their houses here on Pender, but it will only be 1 or 2 solar panels for heating the hot tub or something like that. So the request for 39 panels raised a large question in the minds of many of the members.
It's a 265 watt Jinko panel. It's a monocrystalline panel, and it's guaranteed for 25 years. You see you have on the back end here. You'll see as we do the demonstration, these just plug in place. There's no real wiring required. You just click in.
Yep.
And the old ones you used to have to put junction boxes, and these are all new generation panels, new generation wiring. There'd be just under 10 kilowatts.
Right.
39 panels, so it's 9.75 kilowatts.
Great.
That's a nice system. It'll work really well here.
Then the next step was obviously to find the funding to do this. So Rob Zook and myself, we got together one afternoon and spent 4 hours putting an application into the NUDIU and the CRD grant and aid, and both got approved.
One of the overwhelming arguments or points that Andy made at the meeting was this. He said that sometimes you don't make a decision or decide to do something because it will be advantageous to you. You don't do it because you'll get your money back. You just do it because it's the right thing to do.
We went to a little meeting with the NUDIU to explain it, and they've shown great vision and leadership, I think, in this, like they have done, for many years. So essentially, in 8 hours, we were able to raise $26,000 to make this happen, and that's how we're here today. So.
Yeah.
It does lay out like.
Yeah. Are you going down there or you want to be back here? Aaron, sorry to interrupt. That shouldn't be too bad.
Grid tie is fairly new in BC. They've only had it for a few years, and what it means is instead of when you want to go solar, you essentially use the grid as your backup power, as your battery. So you don't have to maintain a whole battery bank, which is expensive, and they take a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
And so this simplifies the system quite a lot.
The energy bill up here is, I think, less than $500 a year. So this installation will reduce that to zero, and then because of the smart meters, BC Hydro will be able to measure the extra power that's generated up here, and which is fed into the grid, and at the end of the year, recycling should be able to get a small check from BC Hydro.
Annual payback.
It's done on an annual basis, yeah. Yeah, and it's, once you got your bill down to zero, then any extra energy that you generate is paid back to you at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, which is, it's better than nothing. It's not a huge amount of money, and hopefully, one day that rate will go up. But, the other aspect, of course, is that we already know that in the next 5 years, hydro rates will be going up close to 20%.
Yeah.
So by doing this, that's a great investment, really. It's money in the bank.
Yeah.
The design, the older rails used to be much thicker, so they've streamlined these somewhat, and they come in these 126-inch rails. So to go across the top of the roof, you're going to need 4 plus a 30-inch splice at the end, right? So the way they go together is what we call the T-feet, right? And that's what actually screws into the roof, down with those 4-inch fast bore screws, and they locate on there like that. So you've got a bit of flexibility in terms of height. You don't want to have them extend beyond though. You want to have them either flush or somewhat down, right? And that way you can move them this way too, so that you can be on the flat there, so you don't have to put your foot on a ridge. So you can find a nice flat surface. Now they go on with what's called a roll nut, and that's this little guy here, and it fits into this groove like this. And it just very easily pushes in there, as you can see, like that. And the bolt that goes with that is like this.
Are there different sides of those things, or is it the same?
There's an upside and a downside. So when you roll it in,
The big curls.
the big curls up. So then that goes in like that. Now you don't want to over tighten these, about 10 foot-pounds. But you want to start this guy in about that far from the end of the rail. This groove has to be up. So your feet are going to be on the downhill side?
Yeah.
Is this correct?
Yeah, I did some commercial last year.
The next part of the process is to join 2 rails. So you've got these splicing bars here, and they slide in like that. And then mind those sharp edges. So there's 2 bolts here and 2 bolts here. They only tighten down, they'll still stand proud a little bit. And I don't know why they designed it that way, but that's the way it is. So you just want to get them fairly snug. And there's 4.
Hand tighten.
And maybe a little more than that. I think they say 10 inch-pound or something, whatever that is. But like around it in just a little point, maybe, a point where these are a little bit in your way for the clips or the inverters. So you can always move them up and down a little bit. You could go like that if you had to. And you come down like that. As long as you still got the 2 bolts. These are the inverters that hook to the panels, and this guy, on a day like this, we should, when you get around to putting them up, I've got Andy purchased some Ziploc bags, because these are pretty sensitive to moisture. The box itself is NEMA 6. You can actually immerse it, right? But you don't want any moisture getting into your connectors. So the idea would be to put a plastic Ziploc bag around here while it's sitting up there in the room.
Both ends.
On both sets of connectors, right? So that's the magic box that takes the juice from the panel and puts it down to 240 volts. These again are a special nut. They've got a little felt, little felt bottom on them, and they sit in this top groove. And as soon as they start to turn, they lock up, right? So then the inverter sits like that. Here, and then this nut and that's how that goes down. And again, you just give it not super tight, but reasonably tight, with the metal side facing up.
And get that, so
Yeah,
as much
yeah.
as much goop
So we're
as
just
you-
gonna have to bring up a rag and
yeah.
wipe it.
It doesn't. You don't have to stick it down. You can just stick it. You can just stick it under there like that, right? And throw the screw through, and then it'll stick it down itself.
Felt bottom? Ah, the felt bottom.
Yeah.
Still good up.
And what's the spacing on that?
So then from here, 40 inches to the next one. Adjust the cable about there. This is your tail that goes into the junction box at the end of the end of the run. It's not very long. It's only about 20 inches. So this is where you put a zap strap there and a zap strap here.
Is that the finish line?
That's
Basically, is that what I think?
yeah.
The home run.
That's where the junction box goes. Well, there's another thing we have to do at the other end, but you zap these up all the way down, and there's 13 of these here, and now do your whole 13 loaded panels. And then this guy, when these are in place, this plugs into here, and that hooks your inverter to the
Does
trunk cable.
it go over top?
Yeah, it goes over top, yeah, rather than underneath.
It's the rack, the panels will sit proud.
Yeah, so it sits that way, and then your panels will go onto this guy. Guys are spaced the way they're spaced.
Yeah.
Right? And at the very, one thing that I didn't start there, before you put them up on the roof, the other end, whichever end is going to be your dead end, there's an end cap that has to be put on there. So you just strip it back.
Color directions.
Yeah. Roll it over.
Like that.
Trying to save
And then put the,
Came from off island.
protect from moisture.
Yeah.
You've got the cable all adjusted out, you've got the dead end on.
Wasn't a guy.
Then at the same time the electrician is putting on the junction boxes probably at the other end. Starting to do his work to run down to the panel, right? Because none of this is live until the whole system is hooked together. So he can be working at the other end doing what he needs to start running the cables down.
So he basically runs off one of the.
Runs off the
other
end of that, yeah.
Is the other end the same?
They're all the same.
Does it matter which end you?
No,
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Nope, they're all the same. These grooves here, right? And you tighten the screw, and what it does, the screw goes down, pulls this up, and it slams the prongs, and it bites into the groove on the rail. Now at the very end, you use half clips for the first panel. Goes in like that, because it's only half of it, and then all the other ones all the way down are double. So there'll be a panel, and this holds 2 panels. Put one next to it and one on down. So you've probably already hooked in your trunk cable, right? We've got that all done. So the panel has to stand on its side. up on the rail. And that's the plug and play part of it here. So these can only go one way, right? For male and female and male and female. So you snap those in. Make sure that this is plugged into your trunk cable. And then you just lay the panel down. And you don't have to test these. They're okay finding their own home, right? So we're actually on that side for that one. And this one will come out, we're going to go to an inch there, like that. So you have to screw off a bit.
Oh, I see, okay.
Right, and then that's your number 40 Torx. You can just put it well.
Sweet.
So there's a pretty good system. It's strong, fairly easy to apply. So then your next panel sits here. So they have a 3/4 inch space. You take the sticker off that inverter and put it on your physical map. And then later on, when the system's all installed, the Envoy meter looks at each panel. It'll tell you whether the panel's operating. When it's now, we had one install where it was late Saturday and guys were in a hurry, and we went in Tuesday, and there were 3 panels not reported. And we thought, oh man, that's tough. But we found that you could tell by the meter exactly which ones they were, and what it had turned out, they'd forgotten to plug the panels in. And these inverters, they're tolerant up to 60% shading on the panel as well. So a panel can be 60% shaded, they will still produce. So there's a lot of improvements made in the technology. So that's pretty quick and dirty. Once you've laid it out, you can see it's actually a fairly straightforward system.